Okay, hello guys. Welcome to the weekly review. So let's start with Bitcoin dominance. I think that's important. So let's start with that. Let's start from the weekly chart. So we've started seeing the weakness begin uh, in Bitcoin dominance. So I see with Bitcoin dominance continuing to come down. At the very least, I mean, come down to somewhere here, somewhere there, so like 59. Let me move this, let me move my target to here, about somewhere there. That'll be my target. Let's get rid of this. Uh, because similarly to like, for example, even this one, even if we got to go up some more, um, you know, down and go up, if we use even something like this one here, this one, down, down, then go up. If we use even this one here, down, down, then go up. So I think, potentially we could have a 3 week row where Bitcoin dominance goes down. So if we look at it from a daily perspective, I think this morning my update was that, I was expecting Bitcoin dominance to bounce up. And that's exactly, hello, George, welcome. Uh, that's kind of like exactly what's happened, which is, we've kind of bounced up. Um, so oh, hold on. Who have we got? It's Marshall. Okay. Welcome, Marshall. So yeah, we bounced up again. And I think there's more downside after this bounce. There's more downside. So I do expect that the altcoins will start to recover. Um, will start to recover. I don't see this going higher than Bitcoin dominance going higher than 6107. I mean, even if it does, it probably will just be a higher low. Even if it does, it will be a higher low to then continue going down. But I doubt that. And I think we can go to the 4 hour chart to go and have a look. So uh, indications from our MACD, uh, which is kind of like my energy flow. As you can see, the energy flow is not there. And with this big wick, I knew we was going to go back up it, which we've done. Um, I don't see it going higher anymore. I think it continues to come back down. So uh, if Bitcoin dominance is going to go down, then altcoins are going to be slightly stronger, or they won't fall as hard as you know as one would expect if Bitcoin dominance were supposed to be like going up and Bitcoin is also then falling like we had the last time. So I think is from a Bitcoin dominance perspective, is the weakness is there. It's there in terms of going down. It's there across all the time frames that I look at. So if you look at this here, you've gone down, you come back to retest, you definitely go down. Um, Even if you're going to go up, you go down first. So it's looking good the strength of altcoins. I think let's look at the others' dominance as well. Um, and you can see since we fell to this big low here, we've kind of tested the wick a little bit. And since then, it's been kind of like sideways, right? So this is like a lower high, low, lower high. And sometimes you come back in again to here again, or even slightly lower, and then you keep going up. So I think it's done the levels that I want to see. Um, it's done it on a daily time frame. It's done my 3 level count. So, one level there, 2 level here, and a third level drop. And then we've tested the wick as well. So I don't really, see us going lower on the others dominance. I see it going up. So which is good. And so I think the altcoins will strengthen, or they will not fall as much. Um, Even if Bitcoin were supposed to fall, I don't expect them to fall below their previous lows anymore. Um, so we can kind of have a look at Bitcoin itself and Bitcoin here. So currently, if we look at let's look at this, the CME chart, right? Because I just wanted to show you something on the CME chart. So if we look at the CME chart, what we can see is on the weekly chart for them, right? This is how they close. They close at 97,555, 97,555. And if we go bring it to the daily, they closed above the 50 EMA, right? Now, that gives me confidence. That gives me confidence that actually we might go up first. Even if we're going to go down some more, they might push price up first to about maybe 105, 107, even if we're going to go down some more, if we were going to go down some more. So that is quite interesting. And then if you bring it to our chart, to the normal Bitcoin perpetual, Binance perpetual chart, and have a look at it on a weekly scale. So we have this red candle here, big selling volume here. And this week, we're kind of still playing around the same place, right? Normally, and this is an indecision, this candle here is an indecision candle where there's both, support against lower price and rejection of higher prices. It's like a tug war, right? And so this is an indecision candle where both parties pretty much strong. If you look at it from that perspective, we make it bigger. You can see here, you know, if I measure from here, oh come on, get this off. And I just want to measure from there, and I measure up to here. It's about 4.77%. Okay. And then if we measure from there to there, it's 5.81%. So I would say the buyers are in control at the moment because they pushed price way higher than the selling at the top. So buyers, I would say buyers are in control at this point. And that's probably why you're seeing the green candle. But having said that, if I go on the daily chart, I still see the opportunity for a little bit of a downside. Like for us to come probably to about, I would say 94.8. I've drawn the line already. For us to come here again, or maybe even to somewhere there, like here, 94.6, 94.7, 94.8, for us to come down a bit. So maybe, if you put it from here to there, about 2% drop, drop 2%. That's this, yeah, 2%, 2.2%. And then off we go in terms of going up. So I think tonight we'll have a kind of a bit of a zip like that. It'll probably become a zip like that here. That's what I'm seeing at the moment. So a little bit more downside, and then we continue going because as you can see, the MACD is also getting smaller and smaller and smaller, which means it's changing. Things are changing. And when things are changing, that's when you tend to see the MACD going up and up and up and up. So wherever price, even price going lower, MACD is still going higher. That tells you that, something is brewing. And also, I mean, this candle here is still controlling the market. So these two candles really are the controlling candles, this one here and this one, right? So this candle we had here, we haven't exceeded it yet, and that's 102,456. Normally with these big candles, you go and exceed it, right? But if they want to push the price up, they will push price down first to throw people off the scent that we want to go up, and then they move it up. This is what you always see with these big volume candles, right? So if you look at it from even this one here, you see, if you move it from, I mean, this is not the same as that. I want to use a similar candle like this one here, which is a stopping candle. This is a stopping candle. Let's see this one here. So we want to go up, but they push price down, then they go up. See? So, it's very much the same if you go and find all these sort of uh bullish type, stopping candles that you get at the bottoms. Uh here, they push price up, then they fake it out, then they go up, right? Um, this one is another example. Big selling volume with big wick at the bottom, they push price up. They push price up from it. Then maybe sometime they might come and test the wick of it, and you can see we tested the wick here, and then off we went. So this and this is very similar to me. I see this wick here and this one here as similar to these two candles we've got here, similar to the candles we've got, which is this candle and that candle there, right? So you've had the kind of big rejection and you've come to retest the wick and now you're going. So, you know, I think I think yes, we can come down and do a bit of a test somewhere there, and then continue the journey down, continue the journey up. So I expect us to, at least go to about 105, 104, 105K in the coming week. And then I think at that point we cannot evaluate whether actually is that now a fake out or is there a continuation, right? So Bitcoin's kind of summary for me is potential dip to the downside, slight dip to the downside, not a huge amount. Um, I wouldn't expect a huge amount of a dip. I don't expect us anyway to go below 91,000. Because this candle here is such a bullish candle that we haven't gone above it. We didn't go above it. If we'd gone above it, I would have said, okay, yeah, it's played out like this one here. Bullish candle, we go above it, it's played out, so we can go down a bit more. So I see this as trying to go up first before, even if we're going to go down crazy, we go down crazy. But I see an upside first before the crazy down now. So that's Bitcoin. And if we go into the 4 hours, sorry, I forgot to cover the 4 hours. We can see that again, this is the candle that broke out. So you break out, you come back and retest, right? So kind of come back into it. And we're still testing the wick of the candle, still the wick of the candle being tested. We haven't gone below this candle, So, and when you get these big candles, I normally expect a bounce onto the other side. So Bitcoin, I think for me, yeah, we could come back a bit more down to these levels. Um, but I expect this to go up. Coupled with obviously the Bitcoin dominance also getting weak, then I think altcoins presumably are going to be in a good place, right? So if we then go and look at some of our altcoins that we're trading, so if we look at, for example, UMA BTC, and look at it I want to look at the spot. And again, I want to look at spot for a reason because spot is very interesting. It's telling us something. So if we look at this chart, right? So whenever I see these pink candles on a chart, I get very excited, especially when it's at the bottom of MACD, because it tells me that selling pressure is drying out. And this is telling me, and also we've got a rejection on the bottom of the selling, right? So that tells me that we will likely go up. I mean, even if we come down, it will be just to test the wick here. We'll test the wick, more likely a test of the wick to about maybe potentially somewhere here. We come and test, even if we do, we come and test this wick here, and then we go up. We will definitely be going up. And when it's on a weekly chart, you tend to go up quite a bit first before you exceed it, right? So I don't expect this candle 1.33 UMA to be exceeded. even if it's exceeded, it will be very tiny. It will probably be somewhere like 1.22, 1.24, something like that. And then you'll be on your way going. So it's looking really positive on the spot chart with this candle which has been created. If you go onto uh, the actual kind of perpetuals, you don't get to see that sort of picture. You don't see it. You don't see that pink candle. So, but you see the rejection of lower price, right? You get to see it. So I think, these coins, I think they go up after maybe potentially maybe a small zip to the downside. The same for tier. If we're going to look at the tier spot chart, on the weekly chart, I think yeah, let's look at the Bybit one because that's the one that's quite big as well. And I'll look at Binance as well. So you can see here again, is the same, right? Is the same chart, you know. And with all these, these pink candles, if they are from the bottom, and we don't have any from the bottom here, but I'll show you one which is from the bottom in a minute. And you can see that, you know, we tend to what? Reverse upwards. And this candle we are forming could be very similar to this one here. So this one, the next one we are forming, could become very similar to this, where you have a lot of selling, but it doesn't go much down, and then the following week you're off, right? You start going off, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen here. So it's also looking good on tier. I don't expect tier to go below $2.35. Even if it does, it will be probably maybe $2 at best, if it does, and then it will be going really, really high up. So it's also looking good here. If we look at it from a PEPE perspective, and I want to go and look at PEPE Sport because not looking at the sport, PEPE Sport. Let's just look at Sport Bybit, yeah, and just look at it on here. And I bet you, yes, that's exactly, it's the same story. It's a big selling volume, and normally that marks the end of the fall. There was one on Pepe, which is it's not. We don't have the pink candles here, but I think we do. Yes. So here. So if you go and have a look at here, and I don't have it, but even here, I don't know whether this is at the bottom because we don't have enough data. So it's not a good comparison to use to explain it to you. But this is promising. I like to see that. I like what I'm seeing here. And even if we go lower, it might be a double bottom, slightly lower figure of maybe here, maybe 7.1, and then we'll be going way up. We'll be going up again. So it's looking good also on Pepe as well. So, and then if we go and look at, I want to show you what I mean by that sort of pink candle showing up, right? So this is a typical example, right? So here you see here on Pendle, we had the pink candle, right? Below MACD, below zero. And guess what happened after that? We went up first. Even if we're going to go lower, we had 2 weeks in a row where we went up before coming lower, right? And if you go and look at, again, if you look at this one here, right? Let's close this. If you look at this one here, you can see that we went up, but this one has been exceeded because the low was 184.27. And guess what we had here? 178.91. So ultimately, you go lower, but it can be months, right? Before. So you have a big bullish move to the upside first, and then you kind of cascade down where you come below it before you start going up again. And that's exactly what happened here, right? So when I see these candles, I could show you another one on ICP. So if I bring ICP up, Internet Computer, again, we had another one here, which I was trading, which I traded, and I was like, oh, I think it's in the monthly. Was it monthly? When was this one formed? June 22. No, it's here, weekly chart. There was one on here. One somewhere here. Was it this one? No, not this one. ICP. Maybe I chose the wrong one. Let's find different. Internet computer, internet computer perpetuals. Let's pick this one on Coinbase. That's the spot one. I think it's a monthly chart. I think it's on a month. On a month. Uh, uh, let's have a look. Yeah, there was one on internet computer. Where is it? Where is it? It's not this one. It's not this one. Or is it on the daily chart? Was it on the daily chart? On the bottom. I can't find this one, but there was definitely one here. Um, might take me a bit of time to find. For the interest of time, I think, I will leave it. But, look at this one here. Look at this, right? Higher. Look at this. So this is what $6.80 on the daily chart, $6.80. And guess what? When we had it, what did we do? We just went up, bum, 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 bum. We went all the way to I think $15 or $9. So from $6 to $9. But guess what? We collapsed below. We came below 680. And this was this point here, 690. Then we went lower, 682. So, these pink candles when they light up on the chart, you tend to go lower below it, and again, even this one here, we've now exceeded it by this. So, but they take a long time, and it takes a long time. So you can go up quite significantly before you come into it. So, there are so many other examples I could show for it. So for me, I think I'm at a point where I think, the market is going to go up first. Even any move to the downside is going to be very minor. And it's going to be going up first, and then later, you collapse. So and then when we collapsing, at least you have got some really good targets in terms of where price is likely to fall to because it's on the chart, you know. So let's move on to we looked at Uma, we looked at Tier, we looked at Pepe. Let's go and look at Aave briefly, quickly. So Aave, um, I don't think we get into my box here because of this candle. I don't think we get here. We might get here later, but not now. I think we're gonna start. We're gonna go up first. We're gonna go up and either go to do a double top. I think either we do a double top or something or a slightly lower high. Then, of course, if we see weakness, then I would say, okay, we'll be going below this candle. But as it looks now. It looks quite healthy to me because this is level one drop, this is level two, this is level three, and we have a lower high. So I would say this box should go. I don't think it gets in. I think it's probably going to go up. Um, Maybe it can retest again. It can retest here, but that'll be just a retest of it. If you look at Sui on the spot, I don't think I have any Sui spot, do I? I want to look at Sui also on the spot as well and just see what the SUI spot US dollar. Oh, yeah. I just want to see what the weekly chart also looks like on it. Do we have the same thing? Uh, okay, we don't have it, but it's a very strong rejection candle as well at the bottom. Um, I think, SUI on the weekly chart, again, is one that if it goes up, it could be just a lower high. Um, because SUI is I don't think it's falling enough for me. Um, I don't think it's falling enough for me. But because of this candle, I got to respect that. I got to respect it because of this candle here, which is gone lower than this, but the RSI is higher. So there's a big divergence here in play on the daily chart. So you got to respect the divergence. We've also tested it as well in terms of a lower high. So, if I were to draw a chart here, you have to respect the trend. If I draw it, it's still following that chart there. So until that is broken, you can't really say much. I think, is if the others will go up, then so we also would go up as well. So, and then we can go and have a look at uh, Solana because Solana is also Solana came beautifully into our box, you know, played in there. And this candle is controlling at the moment. So very similar story. And we've come down, we've gone up. We played around here for a while. And let me get rid of this box so you can see we are on the 200. So we are just on I think probably maybe we dip below slightly, but I expect it to I think it also goes up as well. Solana also goes up as well. If you look at the weekly chart, um, yeah. So a weekly chart, we could potentially, retest this 200 moving average again. I think we could. We could test it, but you can see there's a lot of price absorption, here. Look at this candle, and look at the candle length and look at this one. Look at the volume of selling and where we came to. And look at this volume of selling by where we are. So there's an absorption taking place, which tells me they're looking to add to reverse the price. Um, but Solana has done a quite a good move, and to be honest, it's nowhere near. It's not really falling much. Again, it's another one that's not falling much from all indications. But again, we have to respect the trend, and I think so long as this 200 moving average holds, and I think we'll get to know tomorrow how it closes. If it closes above it, then it will be bullish. If it closes below it, then it's probably going to be bearish. But we'll see tomorrow. To Solana is a question mark for me. Um, if we look at render, um, render is also, I mean, again, it's also very, very good on the daily as well. So, it's another good one, looking good on the daily. This is a bullish candle. There's a divergence on it. We've had our divergence. We've gone even lower, but the price is higher, which is another divergence as well. I think, I think it goes up. Any fall will be probably to be just a retest of here on the render BTC chart. But let's go and look at render itself. Yes, it's similar on the um, on the USD chart. Came into our area of interest, lower high, and if I draw a line across it, it will be still uptrending. So I think it's also, done what it's supposed to do. Um, and so I expect, some more upward motion on render. Let me look at the old render one. Let's see what that one looks like. It's the same old story as well. If I look on the weekly chart, um, yeah, so weekly chart looks like we're going to have a cross on here. So it's possible that render comes in to about, I would say, there or there. So we could have a double bottom type scenario where it comes back to revisit the bottom here. Um, so I'll leave this here as possible. But it's a very small move from here to here. It's not huge. I mean, from 450 to $3.35, it's not a big move relatively, and it will be going up from there, I think. So it's looking good also on render. Dot. So we've had that stopping candle there. And again, it's just for me, it's just a retest at the best. It's just a west, sorry, it's just a retest. If we go into the daily chart, um, yeah, so this is a stopping candle, and we've come to test it. We've gone up and we come in. So higher highs, lower, higher, low. These are all higher lows. So, probability of it going up is high. And ETH, obviously, ETH BTC is quite key in terms of altcoins. If we delete this, let's delete this to clear so we can see what's going on. This is a stopping candle for sure. This is a stopping candle, and I don't expect the ETH BTC chart to go below this price. It was going to go up first. It's going to go up. So I expect that the altcoins will do well based on that because if ETH is going to go up, ETH BTC is going to go up, then the altcoins are also going to go up. So it's looking quite promising, I think, when you look at it from that perspective. And if we look at it from just the normal ETH USD, we can see that, yeah, so we've had our dead cross there. And, the dead cross has happened. And after dead crosses, you tend to have a very parabolic moves, right? After dead crosses, you've already had the fall from the dead cross and a bit more falling, and it's all been absorbed. And so this here is the stop, is really the stop, saying no, we don't want any more price going down. We've come to retest the week. I am more bullish than bearish on ETH at the moment. I would be buying it level one, level two, and level three, all achieved. So I'll be buying it. And I think it's a double bottom as well from here to here. It's a double bottom. So we hit 213122, and this is 2160. So it's almost like a double bottom. Low of 2160, and this is a low of 2131. So it's quite close. It's not a perfect double bottom, but it's very close. I mean, this here, 2150, 2160. I mean, this is really, really close. Like a triple bottom there, right there. So yeah, I think it's very good. It looks really good to me. I think ETH will be going up in the coming week. I think so. So ETH is also looking good. Which other one do we normally look at? Pendle is one that I really, really think it's one that I really would trade when the opportunity arises. Gives me it really has got a good kind of rhythm to it as well. And like I said, when I see these sort of uh, where is it? Where is it? When I see these sort of candles, I really wanna. I know I've got a target to look for, like this one, 1792, and we came to $2 on this one, right? This is $2. This one was 1819. So 1819, and this is 1792. So whenever we do cascade, I expect this to go below 1.792. So wherever pendle goes, when I see on this weekly chart, when I see something like this, a red candle like this, stopping candle, triple red, stopping candle like we had here, a triple red like this, when I take my short, I'm not going to close my short until it comes way below, until it comes below. I'll close my short around maybe 180, 190. That's when I'll be looking to close my short. So we have a target on its back to look for. And even looking on the month, we don't have any pink candles here, but uh, that sort of move is the sort of things I'm looking for. And there is a lot of action on this chart. It's going to go back up all the way back up to this point here, back up to about $7, and maybe even be below and sorry and above, way above it, maybe $10 or whatever. But wherever we stop, I would be looking for a short. When I take the short, I'm not closing until it comes to $1. So, there's some good opportunities for short coming after, this rise and wherever it takes us. I think that's all the key coins that we trade. I know, Marshall, you're not trading Moondic, so, I don't want to look at it. But I will pause the recording here. I think I'll pause the recording so it's not extended, and then we can have a bit of a natter.